quick look that it has. Now, hearing words like welded by hand and vacuum sputter coating, and 1 of 300, you probably guessed someone's worth a pretty penny. And at $2,000, you'd be correct. So, for that price, how good is it to build in? All right. So,
Spike down, B.
I got Mac Pro 1, PC Pro 0. Now, Alex, I can't help but notice that we've got 2 monitors hooked up to the PC Pro and only 1 to the Mac.
Yeah, the second one there is just for the post. So you know that's actually power.
Of course it is. I feel like I know how this is going to work out, but let's do our power on boot time test. Okay, fine, I'll press that one.
Just give it a second.
So what did you do?
Enemy and defender.
The good news is that you've got remote access over IPMI, so if you're not, you know, in the same building, you can still remote in.
One enemy remaining.
Like, you know, update BIOS or restart it or whatever. Bad news is it outputs to VGA first, and then DisplayPort later. All right.
Last player standing.
Not a strong point for the PC Pro here. So Mac Pro 2, Pro 0. Now, one of the toughest decisions for this build was actually
MVP is mine.
Threadripper was very tempting because of its excellent single-core performance, overclocking capabilities, and official support for Windows 10. The deal breaker for us was its maximum memory capacity of 256 gigs. Now, for most applications, 256 gigs of RAM is a lot, but the Mac Pro here can be kitted out with up to 1.5 terabytes of memory. And we couldn't allow ourselves to get beaten like that. That's why we chose, against Andy's wishes, the EPIC 7502P, a 32-core server processor with support for up to 2 terabytes of RAM. Now, it adds $3,847.18 to the total of our machine here, but as far as we can tell, its lack of support for Windows 10 is just a validation bottleneck over at AMD, and I'm quite confident that it will beat the 28-core Mac Pro in multi-threaded tests.
Beacon down.
Besides, I mean, I think it's fair to assume that anyone buying a 28 or 32-core processor is mostly concerned with multi-threading anyway, right? The main problem with choosing a server processor is that you're usually stuck with a server motherboard. In our case, the Tyan mainboard S8030.
Beacon here.
Now, to be clear, we really like it, and there's even another version of it that has dual onboard 10 gigabit network cards. But the thing is, we aren't exactly using applications, so certain things like fast boot times, robust I/O, and fancy black
30 seconds left
have been sacrificed for things like
last player standing. Spike down, B.
And storage. That is a thick boy of a panel. Hey, man, there is something positively delightful. 64th threads in Task Manager. And check this out. 1,020 gigabytes of memory. However, keeping a terabyte of RAM cooled is no laughing matter. These 128 gig modules that we're using from SK Hynix run freaking hot. So we're actually using something that I haven't seen since like the Skull Trail days. These active coolers running over top of our dual 4DIMM banks of memory modules here. And I had a small heart attack when I saw that this one was resting on the back of our graphics card, but actually it's okay.
Stay down.
Good job, Alex. You covered it in electrical tape, which is definitely an appropriate solution for a $30,000 machine.
Do you want to hear why we really need those coolers? Let's just turn these off for a second.
There's an alarm that goes off at 95 degrees. It's mad! We gotta plug the RAM cooler back
down, B.
All right, that's better. We're down to about 50 degrees now. Now, that alarm might seem obnoxious.
Last player standing.
All the monitoring on this motherboard is part of what allows it to run 24/7 in a server-type environment. Besides, we got to protect these modules because they're over $1,200 each for a total of $9,792 of memory alone in our system. Pivoting to our least expensive component, if we were to 100% push everything in this system, we'd be drawing close to 1,300 watts. Now, normally, we throw a Seasonic Prime Platinum 1,300 watt power supply in rigs just because we can. It'll run most gaming machines without even turning on the fan. Here, we actually need the entire 108 amps on the 12 volt rail and 1,300 watts of power. Now, in a real-world operation, we almost never actually run every component of a system at 100%. So we're not expecting to see more than about 1,000 watts of power usage at a time, partly because of how the GPUs are. More on that later. But it is considered best practice to overspec your power supply as they do degrade a little over time. Also, upgrades happen, and a failure, especially in this case, can destroy a lot of expensive hardware. So this unit has a 12-year warranty and only took a $270 bite.
Last player standing.
Totally reasonable. Back to expensive stuff now. This right here is a Quadro RTX 8000. NVIDIA's top GPU with a staggering 48 gigabytes of VRAM and a price tag of $5,500. Just a single one of these should be able to put a Vega Pro Duo in its place. Naturally, we got two. But there's more to it than that. Joining the two together is an NVLink bridge, which is basically a 100 gigabytes per second data superhighway that allows the two cards to not just communicate with each other, but actually share memory, giving digital artists, data scientists, and engineers 96 gigabytes of effective VRAM in a single workstation. That is, it'll give them that if their boss will sign up on it. So we've got two quadros that NVIDIA should just be working, right? You might think that by looking at NVIDIA's literature. The only problem is that this guy contains almost zero useful information. Run a command and check if it's working, you say. How? And where do I run this command? Fortunately for us, the guys over at Puget Systems put together a guide for how to get NVLink going, which they created through trial and error without any self-control.
One enemy remaining.
First problem, when enabling NVLink on Quadros, the display output actually gets disabled. So we needed another GPU of the same generation or newer. In our case, this RTX Titan here is going to act as our display output. Then we have to do some command prompt stuff to enable NVLink on the GPUs. And after a reboot, we can run the NVLink tester that Puget Systems actually made to check the bandwidth between the cards. Huge thanks to those guys for putting all that together. I have no clue how NVIDIA expects their customers to figure these things out. Otherwise, in a nutshell, everything I just said means that this RTX Titan here is just a really pretty golden display output, bringing our total spend on graphics up to $13,499. Ridiculous. Fortunately, the RTX Titan is also the fastest gaming GPU on the market. So naturally, for our first test, we're going to see just how well these two computers that are completely not designed for gaming fare against each other in gaming. Ready for the start race?
Yeah.
All right, run benchmark. 3, 2, 1, go! They're both running Windows, by the way, just so you guys know. A lot more FPS.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. A lot more. And you can talk all day about how this is gaming, not for gaming, whatever. More GPU power, more GPU power. Clearly beneficial. Oh, nice. That was a pretty one-sided fight. But a W is a W, so it's 2-1 for the Mac Pro. Let's go for the Mac Pro's main draw, though. Content creation. To test this to its fullest, our video editor, Mark, who is admittedly a Mac guy, put together a benchmark for us in Premiere and Final Cut Pro to really test
last player
standing. Optimized Mac Pro
Spike down,
does, by the way, have the accelerated cards in it, or the much more powerful PC Pro is able to take the win. So we've got a multi-platform audiovisual render kit, or Markbench, as we're calling it. So we weren't kidding when we said that the I/O on this thing is terrible. We've got 2 USB 3 ports, a management network interface, that's not like a network, VGA, serial, and then 2 gigabit network ports. And then it could also have 2 more 10 gig network ports. Lots of networking. That's, what is that now, 3.1 for the Mac Pro?
Yep.
Wait, so I see there's a USB card right here. Is there a reason we didn't install this in the bottom slot?
Yeah, we bought pretty cheap ones, and they were causing stability issues.
Mark Bench, also known as Benchmark. So here it is. The Afterburner card versus 2 RTX 8000s worth of GPU muscle. 3, 2, 1, go!
Keep in mind that this is
Don't start
multiple
resting.
8K
Still what
clips
to do?
animated with, you know, effects attached to them.
Oh, so you did
Like
the
grading,
same
yeah.
project in both pieces of software. I thought we were just doing it simply in code, but we're not. Ooh, this is way more interesting then. So we're using 100% CPU right now.
This is using 90% GPU.
These puppies are up at 80 degrees. It is using them.
Perfect.
Okay.
Done.
Done?
Oh yeah, done.
I'm at 45%.
Oh, dang! I was not expecting that result.
I
Were
wasn't
you?
either. The script's written.
Oh, this is the first time you've seen it. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay.
The script's written as if the Mac wins Mark Bench.
Oh, okay. The problem with a lot of videos about the Mac
Spike
Pro
down
though,
A.
is that people that make videos about the Mac Pro are mostly, well, video creation professionals. In real life,
Enemy
video editors who might observe that the Mac Pro is so much faster make up only a small portion of the people that need massive computing power for their work. Engineers and scientists, financial analysts, medical professionals, and many others require this kind of power. So for them, how is the performance between these two machines going to differ? We're going to find the biggest differences in applications that
Last
support
player
NVIDIA's
standing.
CUDA GPU compute exclusively and will not be able to take advantage of the AMD GPUs found in the Mac Pro. For instance, SolidWorks Visualize only supports CUDA. So on the Mac Pro, it took several times
30
as
seconds
long
left.
as it did on the Mac Pro. Meaning, our score is now even. To look at some other workloads, we're leaning on the Spec Workstation benchmark. In many of the CPU tests that are either single-core dependent or shorter, burstier multi-core workloads, the Mac Pro
I got
comes
your
out
back.
ahead.
Just,
So
you know,
7-zip,
from the front.
Blender, Python compiling, and simulations that are just out of necessity single core, like stress analysis because it can't be parallelized, that nets the Mac Pro 11 points. The only thing though is that the Mac Pro only won these CPU benchmarks by a little bit, whereas in anything that required GPU muscle, the PC Pro absolutely wrecked house, sometimes
Fall back. Yes. Quiet.
Last player standing. Spike down A.
Hindi makontrol ng aktual. Nandidiri pa rin siya matapos inumin ang kanyang paboritong kape mula sa Starbucks Edition nil sa Mandaluyong. Ang problema, wala sa last...
Spike here.
No charges left. Let's fly. No charges left.
Dim beacon here.
Spike down A. Last player standing.
Let's ruin their day.
Safety's off.
Scanning ahead.
Reloading.
Who's next?
Spike planted.
Enemy spotted B.
Blocking sight.
Sleep, brother.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Sobrang tao na rin.
Clutch.
Wind. Show me where to go.
Don't hold back.
What?
Spike down B.
Lost it.
Come on, let's go!
I got the spike.
Someone's B.
Spike carrier's dead.
Spike down B.
Got spike.
Last
Spike
player
carrier.
standing. Last round in the half.
We cannot keep our goods after this. Spend all.
Reloading.
Let's go. I got the spike. Get out of my way.
Last player standing.
You will not kill my ally.
Switching
Pay attention.
sides.
Might learn something.
Malas, malas. Reading an article here. Babasa ako na. Oops. Switch.
far.
Here. Here. Ooh.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining. Spike down A.
Ay.
No more doubts. We're ready.
Yung game pa ako.
spotted.
Reloading.
Someone's gonna tackle spawn. Sorry, bro. Someone's A. Perfect.
One enemy remaining. Thirty seconds left.
Healing.
10 seconds left.
Watch them run when lit by my sonar. That's when we strike.
Spike down B.
Spike B.
One enemy remaining.
Cooking.
30 seconds left.
This place is nice, but not nice enough to die in. Let's win and get out of here. Stay safe.
Careful now. Reload him.
Enemy spotted B.
Someone hit a spawn.
Spike planted.
Prepare for hellfire!
Someone's B.
Last player standing.
Revealing area.
What will it be this time? Have any patterns emerged yet?
My ult's not ready.
Let us hunt.
Ito, nakabili. Ng bota.
Chris Walker's out. Enemy spotted B.
Reloaded.
Connor.
Spike planted.
What's this? Give me those guns.
One enemy remaining.
Enemy spotted B.
You can win this. Not the chat.
Careful now. Remember, stay out of the fire. Super high level tactic. Remember that, yeah?
Ready.
Block in sight.
Who's next?
Spike planted.
You will not kill my allies!
Match point.
Stay taut as a bowstring. The fight demands it.
Watch and learn.
Spike down A.
Who's next?
Enemy spotted B. Someone's A. Gotcha.
Spike planted.
Spike planted.
I can't wait to show you guys this. It's finally here.
One enemy
my
remaining.
diamond play button. You're probably thinking to yourself, gee, Linus, you have like 13 million subscribers.
Last player
I've been
standing.
taking so long to make a video about your diamond play button. That
Attackers
is because
win.
This is a diamond play button like no other diamond play button. Guys, this is mother Linus Tech Tips. This diamond play button is gonna have a PC in it. Vincero wants to give you a chance to buy stylish watches at affordable prices. Use the link in the description to get up to 30% off plus free shipping on your entire order for Vincero's spring upgrade sale. Step one of building your very own diamond play button PC is, of course, getting a diamond play button. The process is super simple. All you have to do is get you, 9,999,999 of your friends to all subscribe to the same YouTube channel. Then you request your reward from YouTube directly, and they send it in the mail. By the way, guys, thanks for your help with that. Step two, finding a PC that will fit in a diamond play button. The XY dimensions, actually not that hard to deal with, but the Z height is not that thick by the time you factor in cooling. So we went with this Intel NUC. It's got support for an M.2 SSD, up to 2 slots of SODIMM memory, and this right here is a Core i7-10710U. Now, going with 10th gen, we do give up Intel's Tiger Lake Xe graphics, but what we gain in return is 6 cores and, with this particular model, the ability to go real fast if we can provide adequate cooling. And the reality of it is, guys, is if we really wanted fast gaming performance out of this thing, we would use an external GPU with Thunderbolt anyway. So this feels like a great choice. Massive shout out, by the way, to Simply NUC for sending this thing over to us. They do sell this and many different models of NUCs. Usually they look more like computers than this, so you'll have to check that out. Man, the job they did on this thing is...
Oh yeah.
It's beautiful. Like, are these beveled edges?
Oh yeah, there's no sharp edges on there.
Like, this is unreal craftsmanship, but we'll get more into that later. For now, I want to show you guys how the PC goes in here. So you see these 4 standoffs right here? It's just going to go a little something like that. And the reason that we want to lift the PC up off the bottom of the play button is because that's going to give us room to kind of jam our cables down there and also give us enough clearance to run our cooling over to this heatsink. I/O access is right there. See that? Ooh, this is cool. Pretty much everything I'm showing you guys today, by the way, I am seeing for the first time because Alex did this project almost entirely unsupervised. So this appears to be my CPU cold plate.
Yep.
And then these are presumably, wow, that's a snug boy fit, isn't it? I mean, that's good. It's actually been electroplated in copper and then chrome. So what that meant was that no matter how much we polished the aluminum back panel we made, it could never have the same super shiny surface finish as the rest of the play button. aluminum back panel we made, it could never have the same super shiny surface finish as the rest of the play button. I do think that the cutout diamond looks absolutely sick though.
so good.
Crap, even this epoxy came off. Nothing sticks to these stupid things. Look, it's not that we wanted to use double-sided tape. I know.
We wanted to use double-sided tape and tuck tape.
We didn't ask for this. How freaking awesome does that look? We don't actually need this much of this adhesive to keep the diamond in place, but what we're doing is trying to ensure that we have a consistent look to this shiny piece that goes under it. So we're covering the entire thing. I see what you mean about it being hard to get it like centered. Oh!
Ah, geez, Marvin.
You know what? We're rolling with it, Alex. So this is gonna go here. We could like spend an hour cable managing this, but I really don't think it serves much purpose. And you're sure this USB port has enough power for everything that plugs into it?
Pretty sure.
I guess that's only 6 LEDs and a fan. That should be fine. Yeah, okay. Honestly, I think we can pressure fit that.
I'm down.
Yeah, like that's awesome. That's not going anywhere. In a perfect world, I wouldn't use thermal pads for where we're crossing our heat pipes here, but the truth is, we don't know how well this is gonna work, so at least this allows us to run the machine and validate the concept. This thing's sick, 32 gigs RAM? Well, it's not perfect by any stretch. I mean, for extra credit, we could have soldered to these little tiny USB headers and put like an RGB controller in it and stuff like that, but honestly, I am super happy with what I think is about to be the result. Are we ready to close it up?
I think so, yeah.
Woo! Fans in, computer's in, the I/O looks amazing. Oh my god, that looks so sick. Man, been planning this build since before we even had 10 million subscribers. This is freaking incredible. Check out that I/O, David. Is that clean or what? Alex, you did a great job of that.
That is custom built.
Let's get hardware info up here. Get Cinebench up. Oh my god, this is so freaking cool. My computer is a play button, and my play button is a computer. Okay, we ready? Minimum test duration, test for thermal throttling, CPU multi-core, here we go. Are you rolling on this right now? Because our load temps are like 60, 65 degrees. Mind you, you know, we're maxing out at like 2.85 gigahertz because this is a U-class processor, but still, come on! It's a play button! How quiet is it though? Oh, it's whisper quiet. Oh my god, this thing is so far beyond cool. Alex, you did an amazing job on this. This is knucking butts. Get it? Get it? I don't even care that the Joule has a crack in it. That just adds character at this point. What I want to know is how much it'll turbo. Okay, CPU single core. Man, you could game on this puppy fine, just fine. We are getting 4 flippin' gigahertz on it. Hold on a second. No, hold on. Don't turn that off yet. We were hitting like 4.3, 4.4. We touched 4.5 for a second there. I think there were some background like app updates that were hitting multiple cores. Man, when this thing's gaming, like external GPU or something, it's a freaking beast. I love it. And you know what else I love? I was gonna segue to our sponsor, but first, you guys. I know it took a while for us to get this project done, but thank you very much. 10 million subscribers is an absolutely unbelievable accomplishment that we achieved a long time ago, and we really appreciate everything that you guys do to make this possible. And we also appreciate our sponsor. The Drop Enter keyboard is a new keyboard from Drop.com made, of course, with high-grade enthusiast class materials. It's got an aluminum top plate with white LEDs so you can read the keys in dark conditions. It's got double-shot PBT keycaps and weighs in at 964 grams, so it's heavy enough to stay in place on your desk, but not so heavy that it's impossible to take with you on the go, which you just might do thanks to its 10-keyless layout. It's available in 3 colors with your choice of mechanical switches. So don't wait, buy it today at the link in the video description. I feel like normally when people do their 10 million subscriber videos, there's a lot of like soul searching and, you know, heartfelt talking at their audience, but the in gigahertz. Are you rolling on? Looks amazing. Oh my god, that looks so sick. Man, I've been planning this build since before we even had 10 million subscribers. This is freaking incredible. Check out that I/O, David. Is that clean or what? Alex, you did a great job of that.
That is custom built.
Let's get hardware info up here. Get Cinebench up. Oh my god, this is so freaking cool. My computer is a play button, and my play button is a computer. Okay, we ready? Minimum test duration, test for thermal throttling, CPU multi-core, here we go. Are you rolling on this right now? Because our load temps are like 60, 65 degrees. Mind you, we're maxing out at like 2.85 gigahertz because this is a U-class processor, but still, come on! It's a play button! How quiet is it though? Oh, it's whisper quiet. Oh my god, this thing is so far beyond cool. Alex, you did an amazing job on this. This is knucking butts. Get it? Get it? I don't even care that the Joule has a crack in it. That just adds character at this point. What I want to know is how much it'll turbo. Okay, CPU single core. Man, you could game on this puppy fine, just fine. We are getting 4 flipping gigahertz on it. Hold on a second. No, hold on. Don't turn that off yet. We were hitting like 4.3, 4.4. We touched 4.5 for a second there. I think there were some background like app updates that were hitting multiple cores. Man, when this thing's gaming, like external GPU or something, it's gonna be a freaking beast. I love it. And you know what else I love? I was gonna segue to our sponsor, but first, you guys. I know it took a while for us to get this project done, but thank you very much. 10 million subscribers is an absolutely unbelievable accomplishment that we achieved a long time ago, and we really appreciate everything that you guys do to make this possible. And we also appreciate our sponsor. The Drop Enter keyboard is a new keyboard from Drop.com made, of course, with high-grade enthusiast-class materials. It's got an aluminum top plate with white LEDs so you can read the keys in dark conditions. It's got double-shot PBT keycaps and weighs in at 964 grams, so it's heavy enough to stay in place on your desk, but not